All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Shman J. Today I'm going to be covering a few topics. I'm going to give you an update on my E-Ray. I'm going to give you an update on my 24 Performance Model 3, update on my 24 Model Y. I hope you've been following that because I've been doing a lot to that car, and wait until you see what I do to it next. We're going to get into that. But more importantly, there's a lot of deals out there. So we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off. First, let's start with my 23 Model 3. It has gotten a ton of updates. It got another update today. It says minor bug fixes, but still an update is an update. So that's good to go. Next, deals on other electric cars. Now, a lot of people are raving about the deal that we got last month, which is 0.99 at 72 months. That obviously was the best deal for a Tesla you could ever wish for. A Model Y, any of them, at 0.99 for 72 months. They later changed it to 60 months and then 1.9 for 72 months. But either way, for those of you that grabbed the Performance Model Y, I did have some reserves about that after I got my long range. I was like, I should have got the Performance Model Y. My long range Model Y, the dual motor, I got the dual motor. I did zero money down. Just a little recap for you. I did zero money down, and I did 72 months at 0.99, and my payment is $680 a month. Interest on that is only $1,400 for the life of the loan, which is just crazy. So that's that. Now, after I got my long range, I actually went back and had an order for an all-wheel drive for a performance. I was just going to give this one to my wife, and I said, well, I still have to make room for the Performance Model 3 and the E-Ray. And I was like, man, shoot. And at the time, she was like, no, I'm fine. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe I'm buying my wife I'm giving her my brand new Performance Model, no, my long range Model Y dual motor. And she's like, no, I'm cool for now. I'll just continue to drive the Model 3. And I was like, shoot, okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and order something else then. So I passed on that because I was really going to get me a performance one, man. I was thinking I don't really need that performance because I got the 24 Model 3, which I'll talk about next. So the 24 Model 3 I ordered that car back on April 26th, I believe. So I got my car in ultra red. Let me show you my dates here. I got that car in ultra red. You can see there, my delivery date says between July 3rd and August 7th. Now, I actually went over to, I'm just catching you up here. I went over to the Tesla spot and they said, hey, we actually know your delivery date, but we don't want to tell you because if it changes again, you might be like, oh. So I said, you know what, surprise me. And I'm willing to wait for a reason. I'll talk about that in this video. But my Performance Model 3, the 24 Performance Model 3 says July 3rd to August 7th. So the reason I'm willing to wait on that, and then we'll move to my E-Ray next, and then we'll move to some other deals on EVs. We'll close on that. But the reason I'm willing to wait on my Model 3 until July 3rd, I mean, if it comes sooner, okay, great. I'm going to be excited about that. But currently, the only incentives that are being offered are not like the Model Y that I got last month. The only incentives are on the standard range. And then another thing is the standard range and the long range don't qualify for the $7,500 tax credit. So, and real quick about that, folks, there's no limit on how many EVs you buy with that qualify for the tax bracket. I could buy 5 of them and I'll get the $7,500 for each one of them. That's on the IRS's website. Some people were asking about that. There's no limit. They can't tell you how many you can buy. You just have to qualify for it. So nonetheless, yeah, I'm willing to wait until July 3rd. The reason being is because the current incentives on the Model 3 are not like the Model Y. They're only offering 1.9, and I shouldn't say only, but they're offering 1.99%, I believe it is. Let me see here. Let's go finance. Yeah, they're offering 1.99 for 36 months and 2.99 for 60 months. And then after that, it goes back to the regular 6.39 for well qualified as well. So, but on the Model 3, it is definitely not as good a deal, and it's not a reason, and there's nothing for the performance. So I think they're trying to kind of cater to selling the, which is crazy, that they have a lot of standard ranges left because the standard range is a great car. I got one in the garage. It's a 23, but still, this 24 is actually a really nice vehicle. And if I didn't have that 23, or if they were offering enough incentives, I would trade in I would trade it in tomorrow and just go get one, because there's so many of them in inventory. And that is why you see on the Tesla website 1.99. Now, if you lease that vehicle, oh my gosh, man, you're getting one of the best deals on a Tesla ever. You'll be ultimately paying a couple $100 a month for a standard range. Yeah. But if you finance it, you're getting 1.99 for 36 months or 2.99 for 60 months. And the 2.99 for 60 months is okay. You have to kind of do the math between that and the 72. You're obviously going to be paying more interest if you take the 72, but that's up for you to decide. So there's no incentives on the Model 3 right now, performance at all. And the Model 3 performance is the best deal of all these cars. When you switch it over to cash, if you go cash, and I'm talking about between the long range, I should say not all the cars, between the long range and the performance Model 3, the performance Model 3 is the better deal because it comes to less money because of the tax savings if you qualify. If you need to find out if you qualify, head over to the IRS website and you'll know. But basically, if you're single and you make less than $150,000 a year, you qualify. And you can apply it at the time of the loan. Now, with my car, or you're married with 300,000 or less or something like that. So if you qualify for the tax credit, you can apply it at the time of the loan. So right now, there's no incentives behind the performance version because they know people are going to buy that car, and it is a high demand for the performance Model 3. Now, to me, that speaks volumes because I'm wondering how well this car will hold up later on in life, like down the line. I'm wondering, my Model Y dual motor, 0.99, I don't really care how that depreciates. I'm only paying $47,000 for that car for 72 months, and the interest is only $1,400 for 72 months. My payment is only $680, so I don't care about that. The performance one, however, is $47,000 as well because I got the performance model before the 2 price increases, and I got the color. I got the color of ultra red. So I only paid $54. I paid with the not free options, but the gray color, and you can now choose white or black seats. There's no charge for the white seats now, but I paid $54,990 for the ultra red color. You know, some of you guys are paying way more than that. See, what happens is you don't get the tax credit if you go over $55,000 on the performance Model 3. So that eliminates a lot of people's bills. I've said this in other videos. You can't get that $7,500, which means you're going to actually pay that $55,000 or whatever your price is. Anything above that, there's no tax credit for you. You used to get these gas savings over time. But since I got mine in at the right time, I ordered 3 days after it was announced, and I still got it for the lowest price, and I got to change the color. So my pricing is $54,990 with the ultra red. And then again, here's my dates or whatever. You can see that. So I'm just patiently waiting, and my balance is only 52 with all the fees, $52,833.38. That's my cash price because right now I'm paying cash. So because the interest is 6.39, which to me is horrible. That's almost $11,000 in interest if I do that for 72 months. And it's not, I don't want to do that. Because typically I'll put no money down because I'm well qualified. So I'm not putting any money down up front. So, and now Tesla lets you finance, they take care of the DMV. Like on this car right here in the garage, my first Model 3, it wasn't like that. That other Model 3 that's in there, it wasn't like that. I had to go down, take the paperwork, they FedEx it to you. It was just a hassle. So now they take care of all that for you. As of 5 months ago, that's when that started. So you're able to finance all your taxes and everything into your deal. Now, you don't have to do that. It's always encouraged that you at least pay your taxes to get the real price of what you're doing. But I don't really care. At 0.99, you shouldn't put any money down. So my bill, it came to, you can see I have the ultra red, the performance all-wheel drive. Check it out. There you go. That's me right there. So you can see the price of the car. It comes to like over 60,000, but then you go down and deduct all of my discounts, which is the 250 and then my 7,500. I only owe 52,000. Yeah. So if I were to finance that 52,000, man, it's going to be roughly $850 to just under $900. With zero down, it's about $859 or something like that. Let me see here. If I do zero down at 6.39 for 72 months, $860 is what it'll be. And my other car is $680 because it's got 0.99, but that interest is almost $11,000. That is really where it hurts. So it's almost $62,000 to pay for the Performance Model 3 if I do no money down at 6.39%. So I don't plan on doing that. It's going to be cash. As of right now, it's cash. But if they were to change this and give some incentives towards the Performance Model 3, and I know why they're not doing that. They're not doing that because it's a high demand vehicle and they know they're going to sell it. So they're going to make money off of people. Plus, they don't want to hold the bag for all that, the other interest. They don't want to pay the points down. So if you, these good deals we get, they're not just freebies. You know, someone's got to hold the bag and you buy down the points, and it's going to be Tesla. And I'm pretty sure they're splitting it with the credit unions and banks that did the financing. But the point is, somebody has to hold the bag since the consumer is not. And the consumer is getting that great deal on the interest if they're well qualified. So my Performance Model 3 is set for July. And what I'm hoping and praying for is that when July hits, they give more incentives to the performance model. I mean, if they could just drop it down to 3.99, I would take it because the payment wouldn't be a lot. Let me see here. 3.99, 72 months, $800. Yeah, $800 at 3.99, and the interest is about $6,500. But if they drop it down to 2.99, anything under 4, and I'm taking it. If they give me any incentives like that, oh, that payment is $780. Yeah, if they drop the interest on any promotional rates on the Performance Model 3 in July, before my car hits, the financing, when you apply for an application, most of us get approved right away because the car, you know, you got a VIN, and it'll tell you right away if you get approved. And that lasts for 60 days. Tesla's approvals are good for 60 days. So that's why you want to do it closer to, or when you get your VIN, you want to do it then. So you can knock all that out and finish all the stuff in the app so you can just walk up and drive off. But with all that said, I will finance that car and not pay cash because the E-Ray. I joined the list last year. It's been almost about a year for my E-Ray, my Corvette, my 24 Corvette E-Ray, which will probably end up being a 25 E-Ray. So that build comes to $109 and $109,080 and like 45 cents or something like that. So that is my build for that. And if I can finance the Performance Model 3 with a low interest rate, then I'll put down like $75,000 on my E-Ray and only finance that little bit. Because remember, I told you in other videos, your debt to ratio needs to be good. Now I could pay cash for the E-Ray, but I don't want to, I don't want to just spend $110,000 on something. I just don't want to do it. And I might not even do 75. I might just pay half because I can afford to do whatever. But if they really, in theory, really, if they were to not, like if Tesla doesn't give a good rate, I'm still set up to pay cash on that. Then I would finance it. You got to play the game when you're well qualified, or when you ain't got to do to be well qualified. You just have, if you got the income, you need to know how to play the game and use the bank's money any chance you get. So I would rather have my Model 3 Performance at a really low interest rate and then pay off over half of the E-Ray so I can stay within a certain window, because my debt to ratio is phenomenal. I don't use more than 20% of my credit at any given time. Typically, I'm at about 1 to 4%, but that car is on there now. And then I've been doing some other shopping and things like that. And just kind of like, because I have zero interest rate credit cards, so I was like, I'm going to float this. I have zero interest rate credit cards, so I was like, I'm going to float some stuff for about a year. So I've been buying stuff. You saw the videos that I'm doing. Some of them are sponsored, but I've been buying a lot of stuff for the Model Y. And stay tuned. I've got some phenomenal enhancements to the Model Y coming. Oh my gosh. You guys are going to be like, whoa, he's really transforming this car. Let's just say the outside is going to look a lot better. I'll tell you like that. But anyway, my E-Ray, my build is $109,080. And I'm hoping to have that by the beginning of 2025. And that will definitely sit in the garage. That won't be something, because right now the Performance Model 3, by the way, the E-Ray replaces my Mustang, my 24 Mustang. So if you're wondering about that, the E-Ray will replace the 24 Mustang. So right now, if things go the way I want, I'll have two play toys. I'll have an electric one, the Performance Model 3, the 24 Performance Model 3, and I'll also have the 24/25 Corvette E-Ray, and they'll be posted up in the garage. And then eventually I will just say, here, babe, here is this Model Y. I'm not driving it anymore. And I'll just drive the other Model 3 or something like that to scoot around town. But, that's the plan. Now, all plans don't work, but I believe that this is going to work out great. So, and of course I and I might just buy her own Performance Model Y. I don't know. Why not? She said she didn't want one right now. So I was like, okay, cool. You can get it anytime you want. I'll pay for it, whatever. It's fine. But that's an update on the vehicles, man. Now let's talk about, before I get out of here, let's talk about some of these other deals from other companies. Now, Ford, if you're wondering about the Mach-E, Ford is offering 0% for 72 months. It's actually 0% for 36, 48, 60, and 72 on 23 models. If you can find one, they're the same as the 24s. It's 0%, straight up 0%. That's a freebie. And some of those only cost like $30,000. So you're gonna be paying a low price per month with those. Don't put any money down if you're well qualified, folks. I know you don't have to hear that from me, but some people still put money down on cars to cover their taxes. And it's your prerogative, but I wouldn't put any money down for a 0 interest rate. And now if you want a 24, they're actually offering 0.90 on 60 months. Now let's see here. Let me go to models, and I know you can't see this, but I'm just going to the select, because those are 39,000 to start, but I've seen a lot of them for like 36 already. I'm going to scroll down here to, I gotta build one, and then go to payment and see. Let's see here. Okay, I'll do this. I just need to get into, there's a payment screen on Ford's site where you can check my payment payment estimator or something like that. Let me see here. Actually, it's Ford Credit. I think I can go down to Ford Credit. Yeah, payment calculator. And so if you're doing a Mach-E, you're going to be able to get 0.9. Okay, so 72 months is actually 2.90. So that's not bad. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. Your payment would only be about $500, a little over $500 at 2.90 at 72 months. That's a phenomenal deal. But if you go with the 0 down and 60 months with the 0.9, your payment is a little over $700. So, I mean, you go play around with the configurator yourself. Go to Ford.com and then go down to shop. Go to shop at the top and then go down to Ford Credit, and you'll see the items you can do there. But that's one. Ford is offering some great deals. Hyundai is offering 0% on their 24 models for the Ioniq 5. That's comparable to like the Model Y and the Mustang Mach-E, that little SUV. 0%, folks, for 60 months, I believe it is. Let me see here. 0% on the SE model for 60 months, and that car starts at 41. But you can find, the deals also tack on, and it also qualifies for up to $7,500 in discounts. So, I mean, the Ioniq 6, up to $7,500 in discounts, but it also, you can finance that for $2.99 for 48 months, or you can lease it for $189, folks. That's just sick. But you got to do your searches and, check it out. And, the Ioniq, the Kona Electric is 0.99 for 48 months. There's just way too many deals out there. If you're looking for an electric vehicle, there's just a ton of them. I mean, it's a ton of them. So you figure out how you, if you're looking for an electric vehicle, how you want to buy, who you want to buy from, whatever the case may be. Now I want to end on this note right here. Sorry if I hit the mic. I want to end on this note. I actually, so I just showed you my performance, my 24 Performance Model 3. I actually took a second because my buddy has a Plaid. He's got a 22 or 21. So he's had it for a minute. He's only got 20,000 miles on it either. So, but he got a good interest rate on it. And now he may have paid that $100,000 price, what everybody else paid, but he got like a 1 or 2% at the time. So he's not hurting too bad at all. Plus he's a very successful guy. But nonetheless, I actually thought about buying a pre-owned Model S Plaid. Now, the reason I'm not doing that route, I haven't confirmed yet, is because most of them have the yoke steering wheel. Now, before you say it, I know I can change it to the regular steering wheel. I can just buy that from Tesla directly, or I can buy me a custom one. Actually, it'll cost less than get it from Tesla. So that is something that I recently put on the table because why not? I also considered the long-range Model S. It is pretty much a bigger performance Model 3, the 24 model that is. They run neck and neck in the quarter mile with the Model S long range, beating it by just a little bit. But again, this is just numbers being thrown around in my head, just messing with it while I wait on my vehicle. The Model 3, the Model S long range has longer range. It's just as fast in the quarter mile, has just as fast in the 0 to 60, but it costs $25,000 more and it has no incentives. I don't think that's a good deal for me. It may be a good deal for you. Plus, I don't need the room. So it's up to you to determine what you need, but I don't need the room for that. So EV updates. I've been doing a lot of EV talk lately, folks. Just filling in the blanks. Stay locked. Got a lot of stuff going down. So wait until you see my Model Y after I'm done with it. I'm never going to be done with it probably, but the next updates, ooh, the outside is going to look beautiful. Tell me in the comments if you think what I'm going to do to that car next. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the updates. Let me know the update on your Performance Model 3, your delivery date estimate if you're waiting. Remember, I got my Ultra Red before the price increases, and I'm just waiting now. $47,000 for a 10-second car is a no-brainer. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.